let me explain why this one exercise is basically the fountain of youth in the form of a workout. By the end of this video, you might even learn to love them. Maybe. Let's break down what makes a burpee so good. It's because it's not just one form of exercise. It's one similar movement. However, you're getting a lot of different components of training in. You're getting cardio training, you're getting upper, core, and lower body strengthening, you're getting plyometric training, and you're getting mobility all at the same time. So when you keep doing a movement for extended periods of time, like in a burpee, it's a sustained exercise, your heart rate stays elevated the whole time. So what that's doing is it's keeping that blood flowing and pumping throughout your body. That is what's going to be great for your circulatory system, for your heart, for your lungs, for your brain. And guess what? When we pump our blood throughout our whole body, because it's all doing work, we're going to be pushing out inflammatory cells so that they don't get stuck in our joints and in other areas of our body. So not only is it helping our organs function better, but it actually helps us feel better by decreasing the inflammation that's been stuck in our body, because we have this tendency to kind of sit in one position for a long period of time working, or sitting and driving, or just not flushing all of the inflammatory cells that just get stuck because of arthritis, tendonitis, other aging related changes that could just get stuck and make soreness more present in your body. So that's awesome. And because you're strengthening your upper body, arms, your core, and your legs, and you're doing movements that are very specific to everyday movements, which is being able to get on and off of the ground, it's keeping you capable of being able to do all of those movements. So that's great. So this would be considered to be very functional, and it's going to help you as you get older to not be able to need help doing things. And when you're younger and want to stay strong and active and be competitive in whatever you're doing, it's going to keep that competitive level high. So it's going to be great whether you're older or younger. It just depends on you. You just might need to modify the exercise. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking you through how to do a burpee. And it's okay if you're not doing this like high level, fast paced, jumping back and forth into positions. You can do a burpee that's a much slower paced burpee, and then you can build with that. So that's going to be this next phase, is showing you how to do a burpee. Okay, so what we're going to do now is break down the actual components of a burpee so that you could feel confident with being able to include these in your everyday exercise routines. So first, I'm going to talk about why doing a burpee with dynamic movement, meaning jumping and jumping back into a high plank, is preferred, because that's going to include some plyometric activity, which is going to be that quicker, fast-paced activity. Now, it's okay if you can't do that right away. That's going to be something that you want to work towards, though. I'm going to show the modifications later. Okay, so first we're going to start with a jump. So just a quick jump and land. When you land, you're getting eccentric control through the quads, and then when you jump, you're getting concentric control through the quads. So that's awesome. At the same time, you're using your calf muscles to be able to explode your body weight up and then absorb that body weight back down. And then as you reach overhead, we're just getting gentle shoulder motion. From there, I'm going to go into a high plank. I'm going to jump back. So that's going to be just more of that dynamic stability through my shoulders and my core. As I jump back up, I add a push-up in there. So that's all going to be just challenging how my joints are controlled through the position that I'm in, how my core is controlling the position of my spine, and because I'm doing it quickly, it's challenging my heart. So that's the beauty of the burpee. So the next step is I'm going to put my hands down. This is mobility, hips, knees, ankles, hands come down. I'm going to jump back into high plank. I'm going to, with control, lower into a push-up. So now that's just power in my arms, but I'm holding the plank the whole time, which is core. I'm going to jump back up, which is stability coordination, and I'm going to come back into my jump. And then I just repeat that over and over. So I'm getting plyometric, power, eccentric landing and control, core, coordination through joints and space, spine and space. There's like nothing not to love. Now, I'm going to go through once, normal pace, then I'm going to show you the breakdown of how to make it easier if some of this is a little bit too hard. So full speed, Okay, now, if full speed is too much, totally fine. Start with squat into reach. So we're still getting quads having to activate, lower body weight in space, ankles are having to move. I'm still reaching overhead. Coming back down to the ground, I'm going to still try and get that range if I can, but I can step back into a high plank. If that's too hard, I just lower my knees into a low plank. Lowering into the push-up, you can just do a partial push-up. It doesn't have to be a full push-up. Anything is better than nothing. So lower down, I'm going to push back up, step, and go back up. So what that looks like is going to be, I'm going to go up, down, back, partial, so as you get stronger and you can do these, ideally repetitions of at least 10 in a row would be good. You're going to get that mobility that you need in the hips and ankles. You're going to get the strength that you need in the core, upper body, and lower body. And then with the balance, coordination, all of that will start to get easier as you do it more. Then ideally you can get to the point where you could add a bit of a jump or a bit more of like being able to jump back into your plank instead of stepping back into the high plank. All of that, just as you practice, it'll get easier. So the start of the benefits of burpees includes having the mobility to stand up from the floor like I just did. Or if I see something down on the ground underneath something, I can easily lower myself to the ground, pick it up, and push back up again. I might see something overhead and say, oh, you know what? I can stand and reach overhead in order to be able to get what I want. That's just the start of the benefits of burpees. In reality, the more you do it, the more you challenge stamina, all of that balance, all of the strength that's required, the sky is the limit. You're going to be able to add coordination, all of that to whatever activity you're trying to do, whether it's athletic performance or just everyday life. If you like this video, make sure to hit subscribe to see more like it. Just remember, burpees, there is no limit on the benefits that they can get you.